Hello, good day, good evening, good morning, good anything associated with your day today. I'm Cosmic Kaiser 6, and this is HJU Live, your portal to the Henshin dimension. Welcome to any and all out there taking the time to join on in. It's been a while. Hope everybody out there is doing great. Today's edition, better said, got a little something that I've been sitting on for a good minute now. The figurized standard Shin Kamen plastic model kit. I'm gonna get another edition of Let's Build here. Been wanting to get around to this since the national premiere of Shin Kamen Rider several months ago, but never really got around to it until now. But before we begin, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you know when we always go on. You don't miss out on a single bit of goodness that we have here, and be sure to share this video and any of our content to everybody and anyone you know that would be interested. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me see, where are we at again? So it's been a bit since I've done one of these, so bear with me if it's a bit of a slow start. There it is. Box art for the figurized standard Masked Rider from Shin Kamen Rider. Released in Japan a few years ago. Finally shown off to the States earlier this year. Pretty sure I got some of my facts wrong there, but can't be bothered to take a look. Another sunny day, and it's hot as hell in my apartment. I'd rather not turn on the AC, because money. Hopefully everyone else is keeping warm, or keeping cool, better said, excuse me. We'll be soon approaching the season for finding out whether or not you're keeping warm fairly soon, I'm sure. But anyway, here it is. Kamen Rider number 1, Takeshi Hongo. Protagonist of Hideaki Anno's latest installment in his, so far, you could say, quadrilogy of Shin films, if you include his Evangelion project. Though if we're strictly talking tokusatsu, which we of course specialize here at Henshin Justice Unlimited, you could just be talking about the 3, including Godzilla, Ultraman, and of course, our sad boy, Grasshopper Bike Punching Man. Immediately, let's take a look at this here. Let's open up the box. I made sure to kind of streamline the process a little bit and brought out all the parts and runners from the bags. Still going to be, of course, a hell of a lot of sorting through, but nonetheless, there's your lot. What we're working with today, releasing this installment. Instruction manual featuring Hongo front and center with this trademark battle pose here. With these couple of pages here being in color, and I believe everything else is their standard black and white affair here. Everything else is very much nice grayscale. And a few examples of some action poses. Color guide. Nice little informational blurb here. Let's take a nice little read there. There we go, focus. on April 3rd, 2021, to mark the 50th anniversary of the 1971 broadcast of Masked Rider. The production of Shin Masked Rider was announced. The film is helmed by scriptwriter and director Hideaki Anno, known for steady output of hit shows and films. Sosuke Ikematsu plays the titular Masked Rider, aka Takashi Hongo, with Minami Hamabe as the heroine Ruriko Midorikawa and Tasuku Emoto as Hayato Ichimonji, aka Masked Rider number 2, in this brand new film featuring an all-new original story. With this film, Anno aims to create a work that both appeals to fans across different generations, while simultaneously respecting the original source material. Expect a fresh, exciting, and original take on Masked Rider, featuring an all-star cast and crew. Personally speaking, I'd say they knocked it out the park there. Very good movie. For the kind of movie that it is. A lot of great character moments. Decent pacing for the most part. And very good pacing in others. Definitely still waiting for a physical release of that. And hello, Nathan. Good day to you, brother. How are you, man? How's everything going for you lately? Let's see. Where do we start with here? I guess we could just start with the legs and be, nice and basic here, but challenge myself and kind of go against the mold here, maybe. Haha. Yeah, let's start with the body, maybe. But yeah, Shin Kamen Rider is 100% a masterpiece of tokusatsu for the theater, I'd say. Especially when you keep in mind the strong history that the franchise has, in particular in its heyday. Yeah. You have to sign up for Amazon Prime to even watch it. Guess I'll use a free trial so I can rewatch it and take notes for maybe reviewing it with Movie Dumpster. Ah. Yeah, man, go for it. I mean, I'm glad that we have the Amazon option. It's unfortunate, but that right now is the only way that we can that anybody can enjoy it or watch it. But I'd say it's honestly better than nothing. I know a lot of people seem to feel that that Toei have dropped the ball on, I guess, further promoting Rider or keeping it, in the conversation by not having as much promotion as it supposedly could have, or some other, bullshit theory. I'm willing to throw money at a digital copy, but that's not in the cards. And hopefully things aren't too dire on your end, good sir. Wishing you nothing but the best. A, which is this nice multicolored thing here. Doing better than they previously did. Yeah, you could say so. I mean, the fact that they have, Anno doing work on these major IPs is definitely helping them. I'm waiting on Gridman Universe getting a Blu-ray release. Ah, that's a good one. I still haven't seen Gridman, speaking of which. Though I know it's been received really well, and I'm hoping someday that I can get a chance to watch it proper. Let's see, C1, C2. Yeah, so far so good. Yo, Cole, how's it going, man? Good to see everybody turning up here tonight. Today, just fine. I like every entry so far, especially for Est, the Super Samurai Cyber Squad we got here. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad at the time. I was just glad to have more, you know, live-action superhero stuff aside from Power Rangers, just to, I guess, kind of whet my appetite for that genre as I was learning about it. But in retrospect, I don't care as much. Was curious about the kid. Hey, he came at the right time, good sir. Haven't watched the anime, Gridman? Well, we're in the same boat, sir. Been trying to get a whole bunch of physical media as of late, actually. I recently just got the box set of the Xenoblade soundtrack. The one that has like the soundtrack for all the games so far, including DLC, I think. I remember pre-ordering that like months ago through the Procyon store, the one that composer Yasunori Mitsuda helms. I'm trying to get that. I recently got Eureka 7 on Blu-ray. It was on sale. I got the TV series. Best thing about every Gridman entry, you don't have to know anything about previous entries to enjoy them. Really? So they're not necessarily strictly tied to each other then, so you can just watch any of them without having to dig back for context, huh? That's good. What up, Shin J? How are you, sir? Bienvenidos, amigo. Welcome. Back to some plastic model shenanigans this time around. I'll be sure to get around to Memory of Heroes again in a few, but I really wanted to get this done. As I promised myself, I know I promised the audience, all of you, that this would be tackled at some point. I'm pretty sure I've made mention of it in the past. They're loosely connected? Ah, okay. That's still fine. Loose connection can, you know, you can still enjoy stuff, I guess, as it is. Granted, I don't mind doing required reading for any previous any of those previous works if need be. It's just a matter of availability, I guess, you know? Alright, so starting off, let's see. Alright, let me know if you guys can still hear me or anything. I just need to like readjust my mic or whatever. So I might maybe speak away from it just to try to get good visual going with the camera and everything. So I do appreciate y'all letting me know of any technical issues. Let's see. Okay, so A25, right? Yeah, okay, so it's these two for the shoulder joints. But yeah, been focusing mostly on work as of late, collecting some physical media here and there. Like I mentioned, you know, Eureka 7, the Xenoblade box. I just realized that I have all, well, not all, but like the back-to-back DVD sets of Jurenja all the way to Car Ranger. Remember buying the O-Ranger box set a few months ago and not realizing, oh, I have the entire chronological set there. That means I probably should get some of the other ones later. Which I don't know if I will offhand, because there's still, a lot of those DVD sets are still fairly expensive, I'd say. Let's see. Ah, 24. Okay, so yeah, you need to get those. Work, yeah. Job's a doozy, but gotta do what we gotta do, you know? Hopefully everybody's workload's not too crazy in and of itself. I've been keeping up with Kamen Rider Geats and the continuation of the current Bleach arc in anime form, the 1,000-Year Blood War. So far, I've been enjoying that fairly well. Programmer life is what it is. It's not easy, man. Not doing HJU full time. You know, if we could, if the brand can grow to that extent, then that'd be great. We still got a ways to go. Of course, you know, everybody's ongoing support, however you choose to contribute to it, will always be greatly appreciated. What's the goal of HJU? Huh. I mean, at least to me, is just, you know, at least in my interpretation, like ever since Bueno reached out to me to be part of this revival of the brand, I've kind of thought, you know, the focus should of course be, you know, kind of bringing back what we felt was the sort of heyday of the sort of fan conversation around tokusatsu, I guess, where it's more so about celebration of the product itself and not so much about, how could I put it, trying not to sort of bootlick, I guess. I don't know. There are some that you could argue that there are some that you know, honest toku criticism, I guess. I don't know. All true. I just want to do what I feel is fun for me, and hopefully other people will enjoy it as well. Which I know is not much, but honestly, any little bit, and any smaller sources of entertainment should always be welcome. It can't always be, you know, the big companies that create, you know, content of their stuff that might not work. Not the nerd crew version of Toku podcasting. Maybe. But I guess to a degree, kind of calling it as it is for what it is. But above all else, having fun. Let me see, we got the attack. My approach is just spreading the love of tokusatsu while also being critical when necessary. See, now, that's probably the best way to simplify it. I probably could have worded it better, but I think that's kind of what some of us, I guess, here are kind of going for. But yeah, thank you for, I guess, you know, putting it in that way, Nathan. Should be this one. Yeah, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And this one will go over here. Not being blind fans is good. Yeah, don't worry about it, Cole. a lot of us are tired. It has been a rough week for some, I'm sure. If any of you guys follow the bubble of professional wrestling, we lost a few people this week. Some that you could say are in our generation, and by I guess more so, anybody in their 30s or born in the 80s or something. At least one of them, in Wyndham Rotunda, aka WWE character Bray Wyatt, and also legacy wrestler and hardcore legend Terry Funk. Personally, I don't have as much of an attachment with Terry Funk the way that I do in terms of Bray Wyatt, mostly because I kind of care more about. I do care for a lot of those sort of darker, edgier characters like Raven, like Bray Wyatt, in a sense. They fit the artistry that I prefer, that I enjoy, I guess. Bracing myself for game dev start dropping, man. Since Iwata's death, I don't know. I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping that we don't lose Masahiro Sakurai anytime soon. Because while he may be up there, let's not forget about that. He's made known that he's had bouts of having to go to the hospital during, I guess, development sessions for the Smash games. So who knows what kind of toll that's taken on him. A22. This right here. I personally love to hate the Bray Wyatt character, but Wyndham played the character amazingly and did the job so well. You are not kidding. I feel like he absolutely held his own in the face of a lot of the criticism of his booking, which I myself have definitely criticized in my own circle. Feeling like WWE didn't really do enough for the character to really make him be that new face of fear that they were kind of trying to push him as across several points. They had gold in the Fiend, in my opinion, but they didn't. But like as usual, they didn't know what the fuck to do with it, and just unfortunately, that floundered. One of many underutilized wrestlers, without question. A lot of great talents that have gone through the WWE doors and have done what they could with what was given to them, you could say. It's just a sad thing to see. He leaves behind a family of kids, too. It's like, damn. And it's just another reminder that COVID is still fresh, man. Health warnings being lifted or whatever clearly has not stopped COVID from running wild on people. So I urge all of you to please remain careful and safe. For what it's worth, coming from this disembodied voice that is mine. Today, Bob Barker. Arlene Sorkin passed away too? Gah! Really? Oh, come on. I mean, I knew about Bob Barker, but Jesus. I mean, Bob Barker had lived his life. Man was 99 years old on his passing, so it's not as it's not. I don't feel it's as bad as it could be, because, you know, man's, you know, left a legacy. He's remembered by he's gonna be remembered by a lot of people. So not much I can say as far as, you know, any major losses there. Just found out about Sorkin. Shit. It sucks no matter how you look at it. It sucks. It sucks, Cole. At the end of the day, like, I don't know. I guess it depends on whether you enjoy the art that some of these quote-unquote celebrities, you know, create, and whether it resonates with you. So at the end of the day, we're all still trying to just, you know, create our own art, our own thing that people can resonate with. In a sense, that's kind of what we're still kind of trying to achieve here with Henshin Justice. Create a hub for, you know, for the celebration of the art that we enjoy, the art that is the special effects filming genre of Japan. And I know I'm probably kind of, you know, going all over the place here with my topics here, but yeah. It's always safe to remember that you should never try to love something more than the creator. Because otherwise you're going to get extremely disappointed by the things that end up happening that don't follow the way that you think it's going to happen. Especially when you have no stake in it, you know? Where you're the customer. The customers can only choose to either enjoy what they're buying or not buy. Or worst case scenario, be pirates about it. Which we do not condone by any stretch of the imagination, by the way. Just clean this up over here. I feel the best thing to do is to make something yourself if it does something you don't like. Exactly. And that's the attitude that led to the creation of Garage Hero, as a matter of fact. Of course, I can't speak for Boss himself, so I hope if he does pop up, I'm sure he'll provide a better a better explanation for that. But at least in my opinion, I've kind of perceived the creation of Garage Hero as not just the making of our own, you know, hero and all that, but also to kind of like, you know, kind of take what Ryder does and I guess make it, I wouldn't say make it better, but just, you know, make it our way. But yeah, that's more conjecture on my part, if anything. Should the boss appear at some point today? See a need, feel a need. You could say that. It's like, I mean, there weren't. The hero space definitely hadn't had a lot of like adult. I guess there already is kind of a market for that adult styled humor that we do. Maybe in Japan. Okay. There's Garo for adults, but not what you have. Well, yeah, and I think I've probably gone past the point that I was probably trying to make initially. So I apologize. Maybe we'll just kind of bring things back to the center here. Yeah, my mistake. I'm over here just kind of rambling. But yeah, here we are with this here kit. Already I can kind of tell that a lot of these parts are going to be fairly detailed. Like even like if you look at this, the breastplate here, it's got quite a bit of detail, a lot of engraving points here. A lot of a good, nice set of panel lines and stuff. If I can get this damn thing to focus. Ah, it won't focus at all. Come on. Here we go. All right. Now look at that. It's definitely nice. Gotta make sure this is the kind of plastic that won't get like messed up by certain inks. 'Cause I've made the mistake of panel lining parts that were primarily made of like is it ABS? That's the softer one. The plastic that's usually used for like, you know, I guess like for polycaps and for the inner frames of a lot of the HG Gundam kits. Yeah, a lot of the softer plastics, they tend to kind of get a bit the ink can kind of corrode them a bit, I guess is the term I'm trying to say. Yo, Xenotron, how's it going, man? Good to see you. What's my opinion on the figure market in Japan? Is it overpriced? Part of me feels like the aftermarket is probably the biggest problem. Because the aftermarket, when you try to find things that are already like no longer on major stock or being sold widely, it always tends to go for like double or something. Hey, how you doing, Xenotron? Good to see you, man. Hope your week's going well so far. Aftermarket is the same with everything now. It's definitely not been the best for a bit now. Kind of going through some shit and trying best to keep it together. Feeling a little better now, but still a bit down. Can only stay for a bit before I get ready to work. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, man. And hang in there, brother. Just I hope that all parties involved, if it's not like, you know, nothing life-threatening or anything like that, I hope everything's working out or works out in that regard. So, you know, you got my support, man. As I'm sure everybody else has their support for you. I mean, to get back to the topic though, as far as the figure market and pricing, I mean, unfortunately, not everything can stay the same price forever. Thank you guys, that really means a lot. Yeah, dude. Part of me wants to say is, I mean, as long as it's not life-threatening, then I think we'll make it. But I can't speak for you, so only you can let us know how bad it is. But hopefully it isn't, and we do hope that you do pull through, man. I mean that sincerely. For any of you guys, if you guys are going through it or anything, let me tell you, Humans are resilient creatures. In our history, we've dealt with a lot. We've put up with a lot. And that's the only way that we've been able to move on to the next stage. I'm hoping by Monday things will improve. Hopefully, man. Yeah, a lot of it can be momentary, but it's all about how you handle it in the moment and prepare for whatever future moments that situation may create. But all you can do is your best, which I have no doubt that you're doing. Now, as far as the figure market question, I think it ultimately should be a matter of considering where, like, how much you want to invest in the hobby, I guess. Because, yeah, nothing's going to stay the same forever price-wise. Antiques and stuff will, you know, likely rise in price. Of any kind, really. So you can, I would think that the most that you can do is hope for finding the best possible price wherever you can find it, because sometimes it's a real crapshoot. Like, I'm not even sure if nowadays I can even find like the Figma releases of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight without their prices probably being like stupid huge. At one point I did want to collect all of them. I still only have Ryuki / Dragon Knight himself. Figments are like hundreds by default. Really? Because like when well, then again, I should probably stop right there, because when I bought the Dragon Knight Figma, that was like, God, it feels like it's definitely about a decade ago, at least a decade ago. The price of plastic, I'm sure, has probably gone much higher in the face of like COVID and inflation and so many other factors, probably. I mean, I want to say that at the end of the day, we're all just trying the best that we can to, make money, get the profits we need. But it also depends on how much you value what you're investing in, hobby-wise. If you don't think you're getting if you don't think that what you're paying towards is all that worth it, then one should take a moment to look back at what they're buying, think about how much they put into it, and whether they're getting anything out of it, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, we're all here in this life for a short time. It's important to do what we love, but not if that thing that we love is killing you. Depends on the Figma. Doesn't help that Hasbro's been slacking off when it comes to QC checking with Lightning Collection. Ooh. So the old that old Lightning Collection looking kind of funky, huh? All right, top half of the torso. Out the box is looking okay. I like the choice of plastic for the jacket portion. It's definitely got the look and feel of of authentic leather, even if it isn't actual leather. It's still got the sort of feel to it. It's matte. It's a matte finish, but I'm not sure what other kind of composition or whatever other kind of like things that they use with this, but it feels good to the touch, I think. I've dropped out of the figure market for the most part. It's not killing me, but the price doesn't match the quality of a lot of the Figma I buy. Ooh. There's a bunch of horror stories online of recent Lightning Collection figures being shipped with mismatched parts, missing parts, extras, fucked up paint. Yikes. And people are still like letting this catastrophe happen. It does look like, right now, this one part looks pretty good. Like, I feel like they definitely put in some time in the plastic choices and what they were kind of going for with the visual, with the sort of feel of it. So I'd say it's off to a strong start. Okay, next we'll go with the abdomen. Where's my other? There we go. I will always consume Polynesian given the opportunity. Polynesian figures. I have no clue what those are, but it sounds like they're really good. If you're dropping, you know, $200+ on them. Mind you, and granted, I already kind of dropped a few hundred on a couple of perfect grades. 60, 1 in 60, 1 in 60 scale. The I bought the Gundam Exia and 00 Gundam a little while ago that I'm paying down. So I'm not gonna get around to building those for a bit until I fully pay them off. A28. The good thing about this kit is that there are no polycaps to worry about, so everything should be a nice, strong build, I think. Polynesian are basically somewhere between a Rebel Tech and a Bionicle. Oh. Highly modular plastic robot women and men. Okay. That's interesting. I imagine the engineering must be a lot of fun to go through them. I'm guessing those are those? These just straight up figures? They're not like model kits or anything like that, are they? Yeah, they're figures? Okay, I see. Thanks, guys. I'll probably do some research later for it. So, I'm hearing a lot of buzz. In fact, they're pretty heavy. Oh. Do they have like die-cast metal and other similar parts involved? Solid PVC? Oh, okay. Yep. Special universal joints connecting everything. He sounds like these figures sound like something. I'll be honest, there are some cases where some of these things that they call these products that they are considered figures categorically, but they're essentially just a bunch of statues. I don't feel like it's right to use the word figure in some cases. Hopefully I'm not the only one that feels that way, but do y'all notice, or how do y'all feel about Not a hijacking at all, Cole. Please, you're talking about something that you like, so I'm not gonna stop you from doing that. It's fine. Please. In fact, I'm learning something just seeing all this. So I appreciate any new information you can provide with the fans out there. Anything that any interest you got. But let's see. So yeah, just about to say, they kind of lose my train of thought for a second there, but yeah, has anybody been watching King Oger? Because I haven't. Not since it started. Not for a lack of wanting, more so lack of options. And I'm wondering, what seems to be the consensus for it, or what are your guys' opinions on it if you've watched it or have dabbled in it at all? I tend to sit in the model kit sphere now, so I don't really see a lot of low posability figs. Okay. That's fine. That's kind of the same approach with me too. Like ever since I've started picking up model kits, I've mostly been focusing on that specifically because I feel like you get more out of them than you do most figures nowadays. You call them figures, but again, they're just either glorified statues or just meh, I guess. But like, yeah, 3 episodes behind, but I'm really liking it a lot. Looking forward to the new time skip arc they're doing. Yeah, I heard about that. Like that's interesting. You don't really see that in tokusatsu all that often. So I'm guessing that Sentai time skip arc, yeah, like I don't know, like especially during the active season itself, right? Like that's kind of rare. Feels like they're trying to pull some do something special here. I mean, it seems like the reception for it's been pretty strong. Like, I can't remember the last time there was any like time jump that wasn't, say, like unless it was like in a movie or some kind of like special DVD or direct to Blu-ray kind of deal that you can't get for like a year or two down the line or something. They're getting new antagonists. I do like the route that they're going with the mecha being building toys. It sounds interesting. I like how daring they're getting with their CG work. It's admittedly not my flavor, but I respect what they're doing as a company that's kind of trying to push the limits of what they already know and try to kind of create something more wild and new. I guess I'm not sure how much of if it's the freedom that they probably had, or I guess lack of freedom by extension with Dawn Brothers, which again, another one that I haven't seen myself, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm kind of inclined to jump around to that too. But it feels to me like the Sentai, I guess, the Sentai and writer filming groups within Toei are really kind of trying to, like, you know, push the envelope for what they can do now, especially with the COVID restrictions forcing them to take new routes and try to use new techniques to either world build or create new kinds of fight moments, or battle cinematography and things of that nature. It's nice to see. Definitely reeks of fighting towards the new generation of filmmakers, or or I guess if we're trying to talk about the company itself, fighting towards a new future of toy product merchandising. I thought that was because Sentai wasn't doing well in Japan. I forgot what Dawn Brothers was doing. Well, I again haven't seen it, but I'd imagine that, I guess, because they probably had only like less than a handful of their titular characters be humans on set, that they probably could either do more or be forced to kind of create new scenarios or new experiences with their CG, or up their CG game. Or at least that's what it feels like from my perspective. But yeah, it's fun to see. Like it kind of has been with Kamen Rider Geats, as a matter of fact, which I have been following up until this point. I haven't watched Dawn Brothers, but I heard it did extremely well in Japan and got Sentai out of the Red Sea. That's exactly the impression that I got. Like, it apparently, did crazy well for, I guess, a new generation of fans that, I guess, wanted something newer, fresher, different. I don't know. Probably just kind of spinning my wheels here with the wording, but that's the impression that I've been getting from it, and that's very commendable. Geats has been solid most of the way through. Favorite of the Reiwa era so far. Yeah, so far, there have definitely been a few things that Geats has been doing as of late that haven't necessarily been hit out the park here and there, but for the most part, it's been a fun ride. Above all else, it's been a fun ride. It's been fairly consistent. It hasn't really strayed from its original story all that much. Or at least its original message, I don't think. Maybe there are a few things that it probably could be better, I don't know. Finally watching Double A! Good to hear, Cole. Finally getting around to it, man. How far into it are you? I'd like to see it, but that's probably because I'm a furry. Okay, we'll put these together here. Yeah, they made Roach Boy my favorite trope in tokusatsu. Our friend the war criminal. Yeah. I was kind of hoping they would have gotten rid of Daichi at some point, because they went so far to make him so despised. Whatever, I guess not despised, but they really kind of let him do, a bunch of things that really should have earned him a permanent death. But interestingly, they're just deciding to kind of, you know, keep him alive. Okay. Here is the proper upper body. Abdomen included. Not sure how I feel about the wings being these little grasshopper winged bits here being loose, sort of loose parts that kind of just dangle. But what's good is that the mobility of the abdomen is not super loose or super free, so it doesn't clash with this. So I guess it's not too bad. Not that Hongo needs to do, like, you know, sit-ups or anything like that. I mean, look at that. Look at that 4-pack. He clearly works out. Let's see. Next are the scarf and the neck joint. And the scarf, of course. One and only place to find it. The old C2 runner. Be right back. Yes, sir. No worries. The fake 4-pack. Hey, hey. You say fake? I say he earned it. Okay, he earned it against his will, but he earned it. Shocker took enough pity on him, on his sad circumstances, that they were like, you know what, we're gonna make you a strong. We're gonna give you the relative weight of a grasshopper in human form. But we're also gonna give you a bit of a 4-pack, because you know what, you gotta look good while kicking ass and terrorizing humans, even though you don't actually end up terrorizing humans, you just betray us. We give you a 4-pack for nothing! For nothing! Millions of yen. Laundered yen, I'm sure. Wasted. Hero of Japan 4-pack. Anyone watching Ultraman Blazar? As a matter of fact, yes. I haven't watched the latest episode, Rainbow Appears, but I've been... I don't know if I can say that I've been enjoying it as well as as much as I have Zet or whatchamacallit, Trigger. But for what it is so far, which feels a bit more straight-laced and not as over the top, all things considered, it's been fine. Zed is God tier? Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely hits that. It takes that huge box for, you know, over the top shonen style. I wouldn't say insanity, but I guess awesomeness. But hell, at the same time, it helps that it still continues the story arc of Jugless Juggler from all the way back in Orb up till now. And I mean, who knows how much longer they're gonna keep his actor Aoyanagi involved with it, but seems like it's gonna be around for a while. Like, it'd be great to see if he somehow ends up like, he probably won't, but it'd be cool to see him pop up in Blazar as just like a, you know, small sort of wink or something, like director Kiyotaka. Was that the director of the show? No, Sakamoto's. I'm pretty sure Sakamoto's one of the directors of it. Just give me a sec. Right, it's Kiyotaka's first name. I meant, yeah, director Taguchi, Kiyotaka Taguchi. Yeah, he popped up, you know, in last week's episode, or yeah, the last week's episode, in a, you know, kind of, not sure if necessary cameo, but just like, you know, kind of stupid fun kind of cameo. And Jug doesn't steal the show like he's done every other time he shows up. Yeah, you know what? Probably because, you know, he you know, falls into his role as Hebikura fairly well. No, not the recap. It's the episode. No, that was 2 weeks ago. I think the recap episode, episode 6, I believe. Oh boy, now I gotta double check before I get my facts wrong. Let's see. Yeah, that was yeah, last week. Last week was the one with what was it called? The Invading Aurora. That one had Bando, Yasunobu Bando, he got sucked up in this, the washing machine, right, that one. So yeah, the guy that walked into the laundromat while Bando had his shirt off, that was director Taguchi. Like, I didn't know at the time. Like, I kind of found out over the course of the week after. Just, you know, just doing whatever, looking up stuff, and came across a comment that mentioned, oh, you know, there was a comment in Japanese that was talking about, that felt like a Marvel style sort of cameo or whatever for Ultraman. Like, wait, really? Is that what they were going for? What is that in the background? What is in the background? King Ultra noises? Wait, where? I don't... Oh! Jeez. Oh, no, it's not even not the BGM. You know, I keep forgetting to turn that off. It's my, it was my alarm, for my, you know, for my blood pressure checks. My blood sugar checks, excuse me. It's the little standby jingle for Kamen Rider Baron from Kamen Rider Gaim. I remember finding somebody had ripped the little, you know, mid transformation jingles or whatever, and I just been using a few of those as notification sounds for my phone for like a few years. Still do. It's like, they're so cool. They're so good to me. I enjoy them, especially the Gaim ones. The nice little, you know, standby jingles. Let's see. I keep forgetting that like at 7 p.m. every time it shows up, or, you know, it plays. Probably should either change the time or just turn it off, because I don't really feel the need to check it as often these days. Standby jingles could make a good ringtone. Oh, dude, 100%, 100%. And with as many, you know, and with the way that, you know, transformation items have changed so much these few years, where they're not just playing, you know, iconic sounds. They're straight up freaking, you know, jingle machines. You've got a library that you can work with now, if you want to, you know, mess around with that kind of thing. Just got to know where to look, I guess. That reminds me to change my ringtone to Kamen Rider was standby 3 years later. Oh, yeah, the his little house music song, or however it went. That one was fine. Like, I don't know. Like. Force's transformation noise used to be my ringtone. Oh, That's another top tier one too. Yeah, the past few years have given us quite a few nice musical sort of jingles for transformation devices, if I'm being honest, which is pretty cool. And you could argue as far back as Den-O was definitely putting out some good examples for standby noises you could use as like cell phone sounds. I'd imagine it'd be kind of funny to like walk around like a Chinatown style neighborhood and play the standby sound for Kamen Rider Meteor, because it's basically just that sort of, 60s or 70s sort of, jazz guitar that you would hear in like Enter the Dragon or something with Bruce Lee. It's like, Meteor, ready? Like, I don't know. It seems fine. Seems funny to me, I guess. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Wrong side. This goes this way. Oh, man. Woo. Ironically, the rider who literally uses a cell phone doesn't have a ringtone. Wait, if you're talking about Fies, that's not entirely true. Like, his transformation mechanics don't have like a full-on, fancy jingle, but he does have this little ringtone whenever he would get calls from like Mari or Kentaro. Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, let's see. Where is it? Not this one. What? No. Man, okay, never mind. YouTube is a terrible place to look for it. Yeah, so there are like actual cell phone sort of noises from the Fies phone that you can pretty much just use as like a ringtone, as is. No fancy musical, well, not necessarily like a fancy musical jingle mid-transformation, no, but like, yeah, Which, speaking of Henshin belts, that reminds me, at some point I want to be able to get the version 2 of the Deca Driver and the Ride Booker, the CSM re-release, or releases, I guess, the ones that came out like earlier, came out like last year, was it, I want to say? Or the holiday? Because I have the first Deca Driver, but obviously the new one has like far more, like several more bells and whistles to it. But yeah, let's take a look at this right here. It's looking pretty good, I think. Old Toku stuff is expensive. No kidding. No kidding, sir. Like, I would have wanted to get the Deca Driver V2 during its sort of initial promotional run or whatever, but kind of settling on aftermarket. I think Amazon has both of those items listed to purchase, but yeah, they're pretty expensive. thinking I could probably, you know, buy it, you know, pay it down through a firm or something, but yeah. I've been eyeballing the Deca Master badge and sword, but that's a lot to shell out. Yeah. That is true. Where's the... Okay, so the neck is right here. So far, this build has been fairly straightforward. Very nice, as a matter of fact. It's not been like super complicated. Thankfully, no super small parts yet that are proving to be any like problem or anything. It's a lot of it's what you see is what you get almost. I'm still hoping that there can be a version of this kit that's more so specific to Rider 2, because I've been seeing more Rider 2 representation on the figure market, like, you know, the SH Fig Arts and stuff, but not so much with the with the models, which would be nice to have, I guess. So I could someday have like the, you know, proper display of Rider 1 and 2 based on their movie exploits in Shin Kamen Rider. 30-minute missions and Sisters has been good. I've heard so many good things about 30-minute missions. Like, I'm still kind of on the fence with it. Maybe mostly because I'm not used to just buying I guess figures or model kits of a product that doesn't have those characters or those things in, I guess, action, you know? Does Shin and 1 and 2? I'm not sure if I understand your question, Cole. Are you asking whether or not there's a if there's a 1 and 2 of the Shin riders? Does Shin have one? Well, as far as the figurized standard kits, it's just Rider 1. There's none for Rider 2 at this time. I don't know if there ever will be one, which is what I'm kind of worried about. Alright, I think this is the correct... Yeah, this seems fine. The other movie has 1 and 2. Oh, if you're asking about the movie, then yeah, no, Riders 1 and 2 are in the movie, in Shin Kamen Rider, yes. It's both Hongo and Ichimonji. But as far as like model kits go, this right now is the only one that there is of this line. Anything else is figures at this time. Okay, this one here is the effect part for when he's like flying or whatever. I think they're making rules for 30-minute missions. There was another movie I bought called Mass Rider that also had the 2. Oh, maybe you're thinking of the that one movie that was like, God, it's like over 10 years ago for sure. And it had Kamen Rider Raya as Rider 2, as Ichimonji. They were both fighting over this this girl for the most part. And there's like this one, you know, sort of love story subplot between the yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, the first. It's probably the one that he's talking about. Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Because that one had like the little sort of love story between the humans that would eventually become the Scorpion Lady and this Cobra Kaijin. Oh, Shin is no. Shin, the first and Kamen Rider the first and Kamen Rider the next. Those are more just sort of, you know, sort of mindless popcorn experiences. That's just whatever. It's yeah. Shin treats itself fairly seriously, and it's a pretty admittedly a pretty sad tale. In the best way, though. I feel like it flies the torch of the, you know, tragedy aspect of Kamen Rider the best so far, especially in a movie capacity. Yes, thank you, Nathan. Yeah, the first one was absolutely, you know, playing to like the sort of soap opera fan base, I guess, by kind of making Hongo and Ichimonji, you know, pretty boys that were, you know, trying to get in this chick's pants or whatever throughout the entire time, despite being turned into, you know, murderous cyborgs. Yeah, Shin Kamen Rider honestly is probably the best rendition of that sort of reinterpretation of Kamen Rider at its core. Those, yeah, the first and the next are more so experiments. Yeah, like genre experiments, exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of talking over the same point. Wasn't there also a monster movie, Kamen Rider? Monster movie? Oh, that's the full title of that is actually quote unquote, it's called Prologue Kamen Rider Shin. Yeah, but that you could kind of argue that one is sort of more a product of its time, because even Toei barely, you know, acknowledges it that much, or didn't really make very many efforts to recognize it in a lot of their later works or anything like that, until I guess around Decade, and then some of the later crossover movies where they would include Shin somehow, even though honestly Shin kind of has no business being in the same sort of space or universe as these television specific shows and heroes, because basically that Shin is more so like Rider. It's more like Guyver. It treats itself a lot more to that sort of like, you know, 90s era God, how should I put it? Oh, I'm not even sure how to describe it really without kind of flubbing over my words, but like the 90s and superheroes and aliens all kind of had their sort of weird thing during that time. Like if you've seen the Guyver movies, you kind of get something similar in Shin. I don't know, maybe I'm not doing well in verbalizing it, but I hope you understand. Let's see. Scorpion's Aug mask was based on the mask of a villain of the week in Zubat. Really? Huh? Because I'm wondering, like, did like the original Scorpion woman or whatever in the original TV show have a design like that? Is that what? That definitely seems like par for the course for like that sort of 70s era aesthetic, I guess, with actors being, you know, put in designs that are more so exposing in a sense. Most of the Docker bosses had half masks on. Okay, yeah, I see. Interesting. I haven't seen Kaiketsu Zubat myself, but that'd be cool to see. Oh shit. Probably shouldn't be using this bag to put the plastic clippings in. Okay, I'm gonna have to sweep that up later. Let's see. You know what? This is probably a good place to stop. Because I feel like I want to do something else. Not sure what. I don't know. Let me see. Gotta take off and eat. Okay. Good to have you around, Nathan. Have yourself a good evening and enjoy your meal, buddy. I love that Anno threw in several Ishinomori nods. Kei was really cool for what little we see of him, and he was voiced by Shinken Red. Yeah, I found out about that, like, literally like the day after the screening in Japan Society. And I was like, wait a minute. That's all Shiba Takeru. Like, nah. But, yeah. I appreciate how strongly his English goes through. 90s goop core. You know what? Yeah, that's actually a really good way to describe it, Cole. That's the aesthetic of Shin Kamen Rider. That's really good. 90s goop core. Almost sounds like a different kind of music genre, almost. Jeez. You know what? What was I gonna do? Unfortunately, there's not very many, like, Henshin Hero games that I have that... At least not on Steam anyway, because obviously they're not on Steam. Might build to. Alright, well, you know what? I guess, screw it. We'll call it for in general for today. We'll come back to this maybe next week. Yeah, thanks, Cole, for stopping on by. Thank you, Xenotron, for your time. Thank you to everybody that stopped on by today, as a matter of fact. Appreciate you sharing even just a moment of your time with me, just to hang out, to talk, and all that. It's always appreciated. It's always good. A sense of community is always very important. I hope that you continue to have that now, in the future, and everywhere else you go to. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cosmic Kaiser 6, working on the Figurized Standard, Kamen Rider, Shin Kamen Rider, plastic model kit. That'll be it for today, but don't forget to share this video with your friends, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget, hit the bell notification so that you know the next time that we go live here at HJU, Henshin Justice Unlimited, your portal to the Henshin dimension. You know what? Good idea, Cole. If I can find a way to play Beautiful Joe on here, maybe run it by the higher-ups around here, see if they're fine with it. Probably could do that. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for stopping on by. Catch you in the next installment of the Let's Build. Maybe another continuation of Memory of Heroes. Keep it posted. Yeah. Meanwhile, catch you guys in the next one.